Hey there everyone, it's Lynnea. Thank you for coming back to my YouTube channel for another video. Today I'm going to be using the Concord and Ninth Thankful Leaves Turnabout stamp to make a clean and simple fall card. So I just got back from vacation and I spent a week out of my craft room, and it feels so great to get back into the swing of things. I had a stomach bug and I was working at my county fair, and I don't think I've ever gone so long without making a card. So here we go. I have my Misty, and I've lined up my sentiment in the bottom right hand corner of a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card panel, and I'm just using some oxide ink in Vintage Photo to stamp my sentiment. I'm going to be using oxide inks for all of my stamping today. You can use whatever inks you have on hand. There's no special reason I use the oxide inks. I just like the colors, and I like that they clean off so well from my stamps. So here I have the Turnabout stamp lined up onto my jig. I put my jig in the top left-hand corner of my Misty, lined up the X, and Concord and Ninth has a how-to video on how to do this. So if you don't know how to use a Turnabout stamp, you should head there and check that out. And I have my card panel hanging off the bottom right-hand corner of that jig so that my stamping is only in the top left corner of my panel, and my sentiment will be left clean from the stamping. So as you saw with the first color, which was Oxide Wild Honey, the one leaf was going to completely cover up my sentiment. So I just didn't ink up that part of the Turnabout stamp. And it's okay to have your card panel not lined up directly in the center of your jig, just so long as you keep your jig up into the same corner and you're turning it every time. So here we go again. I'm stamping with the Fired Brick oxide ink, and you would see here that if I was to ink up the oak leaf, it would be smack dab in the middle of my sentiment and completely cover it up. So I just didn't ink that up with my ink before I stamped. And now we're going to come in with the last oxide color, which is Spiced Marmalade. And if I do this card again, I would change up the colors because the Fossilized Amber and the Wild Honey are so close, and the Spiced Marmalade really doesn't have that much contrast either. So I would probably switch out a color for maybe a brown. That way there would be some different definition. I do like how the red, the Fired Brick color, really pops because all the other colors are so similar. And I wanted to add a bit of gold to my background, and there is a stamp in the Turnabout stamp set that's like the little spatters, but I wanted it to be quicker and easier. So I grabbed my Ganze Tambi. I hope I say that correctly because that's how I say it, and I don't know if that's correct, but I'm going to go with it. I grabbed my Ganze Tambi watercolors, and I used the red gold color and just spattered it on with my paintbrush. And then I looked at my panel, and I thought that the stamping looked like it abruptly ended on the right side. I wish I hadn't cut off so much because now the sentiment goes straight up to the right-hand side, but oh well, I'm just going to go with it. I wasn't going to do the whole thing over again. And I have a piece of blue and gold foil cardstock. This is just from a Target paper pack that I happened to be walking by their dollar area, and I found it, and I grabbed it because I love foils. And I thought the blue really helped the other colors pop. The blues with the oranges and the yellows really looked great, and I love when you have seasonal cards with an unexpected pop of color. So I decided to throw that on my card today. And then that's really it, you guys. It's super clean and simple. The first card I've made in a very long time, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up on YouTube, leave me a comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.